Hello everyone, it is Gayla Wick, Denver Love Coach, aka Master Chef, well, at least in my husband's mind. He bought this for me a few years ago and it's kind of fun to wear around the kitchen. And the reason that I'm wearing this today is because I wanted to talk to you about how a love relationship is like a pumpkin pie. So I don't know about you, I really like pumpkin pie and it's that season, so I thought it would be kind of fun to tell you a story about my pumpkin pie mishap and then how it relates to a love relationship. So many years ago, I was trying to be Martha Stewart and I got a small sugar pumpkin and cooked my own pumpkin and had all of these ingredients around. And I spent a lot of time and I made this amazing pumpkin pie. Well, at least it was amazing until I tasted it. So I'm going to tell you what happened at the end of the story in just a few minutes. So today what I thought I would do is I would get this pie dish out. This is going to represent a love relationship. And as you all know, just as there are ingredients in a pumpkin pie, there are ingredients in a love relationship. And one of the things that a love relationship starts with, just like a pumpkin pie, is a foundation. So here we have our trusty graham cracker crumbs. Now, my little secret is I like pumpkin pie with a graham cracker crumb crust. Actually, I like it with a ginger snap, gluten-free ginger snap crust. But people in my family have an issue with my ginger snaps. So I make it with graham crackers. In fact, I think I'm gonna make 2 this year. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna make 1 for me. And hopefully somebody will share it with me so I don't eat the whole thing. So we have a foundation, which we need for the pie and we need for a relationship. And a little hint, one of the main things, of course, that we all need as a foundation in our relationship is trust. We need to trust one another. We need to have complete respect for one another. And that's really a foundation. So the next thing, of course, is we've got to get our pumpkin out. Now, this isn't a real sugar pumpkin, but I thought I could stand in. It's pretty cute. I don't know about you, but ever since I had my mishap with the actual thing, I decided that I would just stick to a can of pumpkin. So I buy an organic can of pureed pumpkin to do my pumpkin pie with, and we'll just leave this to the decorations. Okay, so we've got that. And actually, that's really the basis of a relationship. It's like the main ingredient is that you share values, right? You have shared values, you have shared goals in life. And if you think that's not important because he's hot and he has a great job or a great car, whatever, let me just tell you that it's absolutely critical. It's critical that you have something I call substantial compatibility. So if you want to know more about substantial compatibility, you can read that in my book. So that's not what today's video is about. And then you have some other ingredients. We'll get a couple here. You've got butter in the pumpkin pie and some pumpkin pie spices, or you can make your own, of course, with nutmeg and cinnamon and cloves and all those fun things. These are really essential ingredients, which, we can use these to really represent anything. And when I talk about a relationship, I talk about levels or types of intimacy. And so I talk about physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual intimacy. So we can just use those to represent that in our little analogy. And then, of course, we have some cream or milk, which makes it all taste really yummy. And so maybe we'll use that to really represent one of those things, whether it's intellectual, emotional, spiritual intimacy. But it doesn't really matter because you've got to have it. And then lastly, this is especially true for pumpkin pie, sugar. I know, sugar. So let me tell you the rest of my pumpkin pie disaster story when I was trying to be Martha Stewart. So again, I got the sugar pumpkin, I cleaned it, I cooked it, I scraped out the seeds. I had this beautiful puree that I made in the food processor, and I put the cream and I put the spices in, and I had my crust all made with the butter and sugar and graham cracker crumbs, and I thought it was perfect. But I was so busy being Martha Stewart that I forgot something. So I baked the pie. It looked beautiful. Fortunately, I decided to have a little tiny taste of it before I served it because, of course, I was putting whipped cream on it, which is all the spiciness and wonderfulness in life. If you ask me, you cannot have pumpkin pie without the real thing, without the real freshly whipped cream. But when I had the little taste of the pie, what I realized was that, oh my gosh, I had gotten so caught up in everything that I forgot an essential ingredient. What was it? Sugar. I didn't put any sugar in it. And I just have to tell you, it tasted utterly terrible. I was heartbroken. I could not believe that I did that. And so I didn't have all of the pieces that make a pumpkin pie what it is. And so I learned a lesson from that. And then I decided, well, that's a good story to share with people about missing an essential piece in a relationship. So look, you've got to have all the ingredients. At the end of the day, the superficial things don't matter. Yes, it's really great that he's handsome. It's really great that he's tall or short or whatever you want him to be. It's great that he has a really terrific job. And it's really great if he has a nice car and a house and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, none of it matters if you're not compatible. If you don't have what I call substantial compatibility, trademark by the way. And so I want you to really think about that. Are you hanging out with somebody or dating somebody or like this close to committing to somebody, but you don't enjoy the same things, you don't have shared values, or you don't have the same goals in life? Those are really, really important because it doesn't matter if you have the greatest sex life. You're not going to be engaged in that 24 hours a day. It really does matter if he shares your goals and values in life. It really matters that you have substantial compatibility physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. I mean, can you talk to each other? Do you want to spend your leisure time doing the same things? Can you just sit together without having to have a conversation? Can you have a conversation whenever you want? If you want someone who loves PDA and you are going out with someone who doesn't want to hold your hand, who doesn't want to cuddle, who doesn't want to snuggle, my question to you is, what are you doing? What are you doing? I want you to make sure that unlike me and my pumpkin pie craziness, that you have all of the ingredients, because you can have all of the ingredients. And with that said, it's not going to be perfect for everyone. Just like somebody might not like my version of pumpkin pie, you might see, and you probably will, once you're with him for a while, you're going to see his little flaws. And you have to decide, are they just little flaws? We all have little flaws. At the end of the day, he's not going to be perfect. You're not perfect. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Probably no pumpkin pie is perfect, although it comes pretty close for me. My husband is perfect for me. And I want you to have a love relationship and a partner that's perfect for you. And yes, it takes some effort. It takes a little work. But the one thing I do want to leave you with is, and I know that you know this already, but you can't change them. You really can't change anything important. And with that said, just know that if you do have substantial compatibility and there are a few little things that need to be tweaked and massaged, that can happen because he's going to step up and be his best self for you if he's interested in you. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. There are going to be a few more videos before the big day, but I thought the season was right to talk about the pumpkin pie. And again, hope it was a good analogy for you. I want you to think about that when you're thinking about it. Do I really want to continue to date this guy, or do I want to even commit to this guy? Because he needs to have all of the pieces and parts that really are going to make a great relationship for you. So until next time, Gayla Wick, Look forward to seeing you on my YouTube channel. Reach out if there's anything that I can do. If you want to schedule an unstuck session with me, please go to my website, gaylawick.com, and click on Get That Unstuck session, and I'll spend some time with you and we can talk about where you are and where you'd really like to be. Because sometimes where we are and where we'd like to be are not very close. And so I can help you bridge that gap. We can get you from where you are to where you want to be. So wishing you all the magic of love in this holiday season. Until next time.